And it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Fog, smoke, and everything else going on Thursday. So, whew, good day to be indoors watching Photoshop. Hopefully we'll learn a little bit today, and if not, then you just wasted an hour. But that's okay. What else you got to do today besides waste an hour with me?
Obviously nothing.
I want to say thank everybody for being here, because this is my social outing of the week. So it's pretty bad when this is my whole social life.
Amen.
Yeah.
Okay, a couple of things we're going to do today. I'm going to show a couple of quick fixes in Photoshop, and then we'll probably have a lot of extra time left over. I'm going to show you how to make a neon sign in Photoshop.
Oh, you must have read the little email blast we got this week.
I did, and I've seen that before. And say, hey, let's go ahead and do that. Save some time. So it's pretty cool. I kind of like it. Okay, so let's go ahead and go into share screen, and we'll go into Adobe Photoshop. And I don't know if the maker wants to identify himself on this one, but he can if he wants, or she.
It's cool. Go ahead.
Okay, Mel Carl sent this to me. And he had another image that did the same thing. And what we can do, you can see a little bit of haloing, as we call it. Very light screen there going on. And in print comp, they get a little upset about things like that. And judges are
on it for some reason.
Judges are always trying to pick on people for having that. So I'm not one of those judges. I never point out things like that. Was that you laughing, Mel?
No, not me.
Okay. This, actually, I looked at doing it a couple different ways, and it turned out to be a fairly simple fix on this image. But on other images, it'd be more challenging. I'm going to show you the quick way to do it first. I hit my W key, which is my magic wand, my quick selection tool, object selection tool, but I don't need to use any of those. I'm just going to go up to select subject in the top, or if you want, you can go to select down to subject. You don't even have to use your magic wand or any of those tools. So select subject, and you can see that it's selected pretty much inside the haloing. There is a little bit left there. So let's go ahead and get the quick mask out. Go to brush. I want to change it to a hard edge brush, so 100% on hardness. Go small, and I'm not even using my Wacom tablet. I'm using a mouse, so I'm going to hit X to change colors. Go down here, hold the shift key, and it creates a straight line and makes my selection where I want it. On the doors, you can see there's a little bit not selected up there, so I need to select that or unselect what it did. A little bit bigger, and also in the window here. But wait, there's more. There's a window here. Photoshop's fun if you have music to be working with. And I want to get right at the door there, get that selection. To me, that's close enough.
What about the bed?
You know, yeah, I probably should do the bed as well. So let's hold the shift key, go across there, make a little bit bigger brush, hold the shift key so I don't spill, and now I'll just go across. The bed doesn't have the problem, so it's not an issue per se.
Okay.
But, and I like the quick mask because I can get nice straight lines. I'm not going to worry about the grass down at the bottom down here. That's not going to be an issue with me, I don't think. Okay, one of the things we can do is we can take our healing brush and just run it along here, and it's not going to do anything right there. And the reason it's not going to do anything is because the truck is what's selected, not the sky. So if I hit Command-Shift-I, or you can go up to Select Inverse to make the sky the selection now. And now if I hit, you're going, oh my God, look how dark that is. And that's not going to work perfectly along the bed there, because actually I could live with that, but I'm not gonna.
Is this a different way of doing it? Didn't you fix it with the mask?
The quick mask, I just did the selection.
Okay.
And you see that the healing brush is not working perfectly. So let's go to the clone stamp. S for clone stamp, make it smaller. Make sure we have a soft edge brush. When you're using the clone stamp, make sure you use a soft edge brush, because the strokes will show up if you're using a hard edge brush. So I'm going to come out here, select this area, and I'm going to use the edge of the cloud there as a line to keep it straight. And just run it along the edge now. And for the most part, that does a pretty decent job. There's a little bit needed there. Okay. So that's pretty much gotten rid of your halo that you had. You got to also look for clone tracks to make sure that you don't have the spotting to show that you were cloning there. Okay, that worked pretty well. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go to Plan C. Back to Quick Mask. Q to get out of that. I'm going to make it on its own layer, Command J. So I brought it up on its own layer. And you can see that there doesn't appear to be any haloing along there. So we're good. I'm going to hit Command T to free transform. Go up here to my numbers at the top bar up there, hit 101%, which made it just 1% bigger on that layer. And you can see now, yes, Mel, it was that easy.
I like that.
You can't
Where was
always.
that? Where did you do that one?
Okay,
Yeah,
we'll
go through that
do
one
it
again,
again.
dude.
Mr. Fix It.
Okay, I have it up on its own layer.
Right.
Command T to free transform. Up at the top toolbar, you have percentage. It says 100% up here on the top. Double click on that, and I'm going to make it 101.5, just for fun. And you'll see the link between the width and the height, the link has been selected. So you don't have to worry about doing it again for the height. You just do it once,
Okay.
and it's all set. Hit return, or hit the checkbox at the top. And now you see,
Cool.
now you see it?
Very
Okay,
cool.
Now
that
you
was
know.
worth the
That's
price of
way
admission.
cool.
Okay, it's just that easy on that one.
Why are you just showing us this now?
We
It took you so
should have
long.
seen this 10 weeks ago.
No kidding, huh?
I didn't realize that would work until about 8:30 this morning.
Oh, it's a new discovery.
But where
Love
is
it.
that found up there? I don't see it up there now.
What's that?
What were you on to
Okay,
get
I
to
was in
101?
I was in the free transform tool,
Okay. You got to
which
be
brings
in
up
transform.
the toolbar at the top.
Okay.
That's bitchin'.
Yeah.
Isn't that wicked cool?
That's really
Yeah,
cool.
That was seriously cool.
I I played with it. I did the healing brush on it. I did the clone stamp on it. So what would happen if, because I have it selected without the halo, it just disappeared?
Wow.
Let me put another layer in between there, and I'm going to fill it with black.
Oh,
There you go.
oh, that's kind of wild looking, except for the grass underneath.
Yeah,
And the fact that you're seeing something out the windows.
I know, huh?
That's cool.
that can
It
be
is kinda
fixed,
cool.
but
That's
I ain't going to
actually
do
kind of a
it.
cool
No,
effect.
that's cool.
Oh, wait. Wrong color for the day, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the 2020 look. Anything can happen.
And no kidding, huh?
There we go.
There you go.
There we
There's
go.
the 2020 look.
And then all we need is that little logo we built the other day right up top.
There
Yeah,
you go.
soft light. There you go. And we could do the same thing in the windows, but I don't want to take the time
Right. That's cool.
to do that.
On the graph.
That is.
So that was worth the price of admission by itself. I got lucky today.
Yeah, that was great.
Cool.
Happy
Let's go
birthday,
ahead.
Mel.
No kidding, man. That was a gift.
Okay, I'm not going to save that. Let's go back to bridge. You can't see bridge. That's okay. Got another one.
Oh,
There's things we can do with this, and there's things we can't do with this. Being that this was shot at 90 millimeters at, is that half a second there? At 4.5. Not a lot we can do about the lens shake because it is such a long exposure. You got a lot of blurring going on. However, we can fix a little bit on the coloring. I hit auto color, or I hit auto on the exposures and stuff, which help bring up everything to do that. If you have a tripod or a monopod, it'd be the only way to save this. I've tried going into detail, running sharpening all the way up to max, and you're
I
not
hate
going
to
to.
say this, but I think I sent you the wrong file.
Okay.
Never mind.
That might explain it then.
But couldn't
Oh,
you
yeah.
use Topaz on here?
You know, let me open it up real quick. I don't know which Topaz filter it would be. Is it Clarity?
Oh, you don't have it.
AI.
No, I have it. I have to.
Okay. I haven't updated Topaz in a few years.
It's Topaz Sharpen AI.
Okay. I don't have Sharpen AI.
Okay.
So anyway, the colors we can handle, that we can fix. As far as sharpening, well, let's try Command J, go into overlay, go to filter, other, high pass.
wow.
Yeah, that's not even,
Yeah.
Really.
it got a little bit, it just kind of dehazed it a little bit. Filter, camera raw, I need to fix that, hang on. Command Shift, Option E, do the claw, go to filter, camera raw. Run the sharpening up full blast on that. Yeah, it just kind of pixelates it a little bit.
That was where I was trying to figure out how to focus it, and that was this is not it.
Yeah, that's, okay, this is not
Not it.
Yeah.
it.
This is the wrong file. I'm really sorry.
Okay. Well, send me the right file later and I'll look at it and see what I can do. And
Okay.
yeah, focusing at night is a challenge.
Yeah.
Like when I did a missile a couple of weeks ago or last week, I had to focus on where I thought it was going to come up at because I couldn't get my autofocus to focus. So manual focus at night in the dark and try and anticipate where to focus was a challenge.
Infinity.
I have a new EOS R, and it has some sort of a feature in it that will manual focus and give you an image on the screen that tells you when it's focused. And I noticed that where I thought it should be infinity, it was just slightly before it.
Yeah, infinity, even on the moon, infinity's too far gone on the focus. So, okay, let's go to bridge. You cannot see my bridge. Let's open this critter up, and hopefully you can see this one.
Mhm.
You see camera raw going on?
Not really.
Mm-mm.
No.
There you go.
Okay.
You can see camera raw now?
Yes.
Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this wall, which I shot down in New Orleans. Beautiful place. That was fun to go to. And I'm going to make it into a wall with a neon sign on it. What I want to do before I do that is I want to go to exposure and drop the exposure down so it's more nighttime-ish.
Mhm.
I think that's close enough. I'm not going to change anything else on there. Click OK. And on the bottom left-hand corner, you can see that I've got a little bit of a glitch down here. Take my lasso tool, lasso it, and I'm going to hit F3, which is the magic button to get rid of any flaws. And for those that don't know why F3 works, I have an action called Content Aware Fill, which I've shared with everybody. I shaved with
You
everybody.
shaped it?
I shaved it. If you don't have this, I'll be happy to send it to you. Just send me an email. We'll be happy to send it to you. I'm going to leave the crack in the wall. I'm going to leave all the textures in the wall. And now we're going to put a big text in there. Hit T for type tool, which we went through Tuesday. And put a neon sign. And you can see when I get it centered in the middle, the purple line shows up showing me that it's centered. That's pretty cool. I like that. I need a little bit bigger. No, I don't. Neon. And I shouldn't have done it that way, but that's okay. We'll fix it. A couple of ways to fix it. I wanted to start with white. I didn't even look at my colors when I started typing. A couple of ways to fix it. Number one, the easiest way is I have my type or text layer highlighted. I have my type or text tool going. All I have to do is go up here to the color at the top, and I want to make it white. So I can click up in this upper left-hand corner and get it exact where I want it, or I can just go to the hexadecimal number and go FFF, and it's now white. But I'm not going to do it that way. I'm going to do it a different way. I'm going to go to effects just to show you there's a whole bunch of different ways to do everything in Photoshop. I'm going to open up the blending options just to bring up the whole effects panel. The first one to start with would be color overlay. Click on color overlay. Blend mode normal. Color should be white. Click OK. And it should make it white, which it did not.
Your opacity was 24.
Go back.
Check the opacity.
Yep, I'm going to go back and start it again. Color overlay, opacity 24, crank it up to 100. She gets a bonus button for today, and it went to white. Cool. I want to do a couple other things to this neon sign before we do it. So I'm going to bring up my character panel, and I'm going to widen. That's the wrong one. Go to this one. Make it a little bit wider. Come on. You
think
can
that
do it.
character thing is just it's a matter of playing around with to figure out what you're doing with it.
Exactly. And let's stretch it up and down a little bit as well. So let's drag that to the right a little bit, make it a little taller, because neon signs are nice and tall and skinny. And that should work for us. Cool. Let's go ahead and go to, back to our special effects. I'm going to go to Inner Glow. And it's already set to red and where I want it to be. Let's see, reset it. Go to Inner Glow. Yeah, it stays on the last thing we did. So Inner Glow normally starts off with white. So let's go ahead and put it back to white. And it's normally in, I want to say screen mode for Inner Glow is the normal setting when it starts. So what you need to do, change the blend mode to normal, which it was already at. You need to turn the opacity all the way up to 100%. Normally it's down at, I think 15 is standard, but I don't remember now. So I'm bringing it up to 100% on opacity. I'm going to change from center to edge where it says elements in the middle section here. You want to make sure it's set to edge. That's the important thing. And we need to fix the size so it has a little bit of effect on the edges. And I'm going to change my color to a red color like a neon sign. So size is like way too big. So we need to bring our size down just so you get a little bit of glow on the inside. And it's an approximation. There's no magic number. Right now it's at 24. It all depends on the size of your image. So I can give you this magic number. You're just going to have to eyeball it. From here, we're going to go to outer glow. So we did inner glow. And you would think the inner glow and outer glow would be close together, but they're not. Go down to outer glow. And we're going to change the color to complement the red. If you use blue, obviously you change it to a blue. So we're changing it to red, which it already was because it's my last setting. And then we're going to change the opacity from, I believe it's at screen also, up to normal. Opacity is, I'm sorry, blend mode goes to normal. Opacity goes to 100. And then on the spread, you can make it fuzz a little bit, or you can make it harder. It just depends on how you want to do it. I want to bring up the fuzz a little bit. So I'm going to take it up to about 50. Okay, 53 is what it's saying there. I like that. And to make another glow on here, outer glow only has one. You can't go plus like you can on gradient overlay or color overlay. So we're going to have to bypass things and go to drop shadow. And drop shadow, you're going to set your blend mode to normal. You're going to change the color to complement, and it's mostly white this time. So instead of going with the red on the drop shadow, we're going to go into mostly white, which gets us into the pink category. Click OK. Set the distance to 0, because if you don't, you're going to get a drop shadow, which is kind of cool too. I mean, depending on where you want your drop shadow to go. So I'm going to set the distance to 0. Turn opacity up to 100%. Play with the size. I'll play with your size here to get a little bit of a glow, but not a huge glow. So on this particular case, I'm going to do it at about 57 pixels or thereabouts. And I'm going to increase the spread a little bit or decrease the spread to make it work how I want it. Again, I can't give you any hard, fast numbers because it depends on the size that you're working on. Everybody says, well, you have to do 4 pixels on your stroke to do a image comp print. Well, it depends on the size of your image when you're doing it. And then we're going to soften with size again. Go back to that, look at it. Okay, that looks decent. And then adjust the opacity, because sometimes 100% might be a little bit too much. And I'm going to go with 90%. And that looks pretty cool so far. Not perfect, but it looks pretty cool. Now, I'm going to go back down to my background layer. And I'm going to make a selection. And I'm going to use the marquee tool. I like the elliptical marquee for this. Colin Smith, who showed this earlier in the week, used the rectangular marquee tool, but I'm going to use the elliptical. And I'll put it right over the top of that. And I could have done feather while I was making it. If you try to adjust the feather right here and take it up to say 250, it does absolutely nothing because you've already made your marquee. So don't worry about that. I'm going to set it back to 10 where it's defaulted at. I'm going to go to select, modify, feather. Select, modify, feather. And on this particular one, I think I'm going to go around 300 pixels, which may not even be enough. Let me add another 50 pixels just for fun. Go to select, modify feather, add another 50 pixels, so it's 350. And then when
Smaller?
that made the circle smaller, but the effect is going to go outward afterwards. I'll show you in just a second. So what we're going to do, we have a selection now. I'm going to go to curves on the adjustment layer, go to curves. And we're going to take the midtones and raise them up just enough to get just a little bit of glow going on. Then, because it's red, let's add a little bit of red in there as well.
Cool.
You now have a neon sign, but wait, there's more. Go to my text tool, click on the text that's in there. Command A to select it all. M-I-K-E. And there's too much red in there.
Mm.
So let's start with outer glow. Oh, we're going to keep the outer glow. Let's talk about inner glow, see if that's making it. Nope. Color overlay. That's not going to do it. Drop shadow will do a little bit, but not what I want. That's just too dang red. Bring the size down on inner glow. If I bring the size up, it made it really big. Bring the size down. You just have to figure out where it's at to fix what you want. Go to outer glow. And there you have the wonderful, wonderful neon sign. But what happens if I don't want it red? Now I'm experimenting, just kind of flying by the seat of my pants. Let's try hue saturation. And oh, oh.
That's cool.
I had no idea that would work.
We'll renew your contract, Mike.
Yeah, we'll hire you for another week.
Darn, I was hoping to get fired. So, any questions on that?
Very cool.
Very cool.
And you'll notice that I kept my text layer. I didn't have to change it to a smart object or anything. But if I decided to do the claw, which is Shift, Option, Command, or Control, Alt, Shift, E, I can't change the text now
Mm.
because it's
Yeah.
all on the top layer. It's not a text layer anymore.
Hmm.
I can change the color by doing another hue and saturation. We can do that, but we can't change the type or the text.
So that's the one time not to use the claw, right?
Exactly. Sometimes you just gotta
Know when to say when.
know when to say when, or if I did the claw, Command Shift Option E, well, shoot, we screwed that up. I want to change the text on here to milk. Can't change it, especially considering there's a typo there. I know what I'm doing. Hang on. I know what I'm doing here.
Uh-huh. We knew that.
Turn off that top layer. Change it to
Mild.
milk. Oh, wait, it's Mike again. No, we're going to change it to milk. Change the top layer. Come on, go up till it goes blue. And just turn that layer off. So you can get around it, but you just have to delete that layer that's underneath it. So, hey, look, a neon sign that flashes.
Mike, you
I haven't
like
seen one of those in a long time.
Well, it's Nike, right?
You just got to have some fun.
Okay, I think these now have to include booze.
They don't already?
Oh, well.
Wait a minute.
You're behind the times, Laura.
Where
Did
you
I
been?
miss that part?
This is a party,
You
remember?
missed the memo.
Didn't get that memo.
So that was easy. Anything else we want to cover today while we're out and about?
How about, I don't have any samples I sent you, but when you extract hair, sometimes you got to rebuild like little edges or ends when it gets kind of chopped off looking. Any good tips for that?
You're asking me how to fix hair?
The hairless wonder.
Hello.
Other people's hair.
Let me see what I can find here. Give me a second. I gotta see if I can find somebody. Photoshop stuff. I'm looking for.
Take a picture of this guy and send it to you. There's some hair for you. It's a pen with a face and hair.
Not
Hang on.
clown hair, though. Not human hair, not clown hair.
Let me get to.
I do hair all the time because I do pets, so yeah,
That's okay.
lots of hair on those guys.
Yes, I have a cat.
Hey, that'd be a good idea. Let me go to my.
Get a kitty or a puppy.
Let me get a puppy real quick. Hang on. I gotta find my puppy. Comp 2020, and let's go to January. Which puppy do I want to use? We'll use this puppy. And I will go to share screen now. I'm not sharing screen, correct?
Correct.
Not yet.
Okay.
Oh, that's cute. Okay.
Aw, there's a cute puppy.
So let's say we decided we wanted to, I'll use the clone stamp to do this, which is not the way I would, but change the hardness to 100% to make it really bad.
It's like home
Remind me not to bring my dogs to
before
you
the
to groom.
hairdressers
Oh, he
reopened.
just went to Supercuts.
This is before the hair salons got to reopen and you cut your own bangs at home.
Okay, this dog ended up with a flat top somehow. I don't know how that happened. Let me find my Wacom tablet pen real quick. And what I would do probably is go to the Smudge Tool
Okay.
and let me find Sandra's brushes. And she has a hairbrush. And this is in the Smudge Tool. I want to make this hairbrush nice and small.
Okay. And are these special brushes that somebody made?
This is a brush. I don't know if she made it or that's not working very well. So let me go to, I'll go to a hard edge brush instead with the Smudge Tool. Too big. And you got a really teeny, right now it's at 1 pixel. And you could add little strands of hair on there.
Okay, so you smudge it out basically is how you
You
extend
use the Smudge Tool, yeah. And I'm not very good at this. Sandra Pierce is a monster when it comes to this.
Michelle
when-
Pierce, of course, she has brushes for this. But
Right.
you use a mixer brush when you do that.
You want to,
Yeah, I would bet the mixer brush would be right, not smudge. That sounds right.
well, the mixer
Sandra, have you
brush,
taken her class?
Oh yeah, yeah, I'm up to the Pilgrim girl.
Okay.
the mixer brush
Hmm.
is more for larger areas.
Not
still.
really.
That's not really
Mm-mm.
working for me, so.
You've got to put it on top. You've got to put another layer up on top when you do the mixer brush. Yeah.
And then sample all layers though, because you have to check that so it knows to paint on the new layer. That much I know about the
Thank
mixer.
you. And it's still not doing very much on there.
What you're doing wrong.
And I'm at wet 100%.
Yeah. You got to get the right brushes.
Mix 8, let's take it to 100.
I've used the mixer brush for like softening skin, but I've never used it to extend hair. So
She uses the mixer brush for softening skin.
It's not doing anything, Mike.
It's doing absolutely nothing, and I don't know why.
Because there's nothing on your layer, so it's not doing anything.
Yeah,
Okay.
let's try it just on that layer then.
Oh, you got no color.
And I'm dragging out of the black, so it should be.
You're too wet, I think. Yeah.
It should be picking up the color though, which is not doing anything.
I don't know what you're doing wrong.
Anyway, I have no idea what I'm doing wrong. Sandra Pierce would point it out and say, this is what you're doing. Fix it.
all right.
So that's probably the way to do it is the mixer brush or the Smudge Tool. I thought the mixer brush was more for big areas and the Smudge Tool was more for getting the sharp things that you wanted. So let me go back to Smudge again.
Mixer brush.
Yeah, it's getting there, but not. Drag a couple hairs up because this is a shaggy dog.
Is there a way to get it to fade at the end so it looks like it's more transparent at the end of the hair? 'Cause it kind of,
Yes, but I'm not sure how to do it.
okay. All right. No, thanks for trying. I appreciate it.
Let me try this real quick. If you turn off the airbrush portion of it, works a whole bunch better. Let me try that on Mixer. Yep. I would have to have Sandra Pierce show me what I'm doing wrong.
Yeah, nothing's happening.
Yeah, the mixer brush is just not working.
Not mixing.
Not mixing.
We'll let you slide on that one. Oh, there you go.
This is a smudge tool.
Oh, that's a smudge tool, though. Yeah.
Yeah. But you can add a whole bunch of hairs and stuff and bring out more
Mhm.
using the smudge tool.
Okay.
That's cool.
There, we fixed it.
There's more hair.
More hair.
He's furrier than he was earlier.
Now he needs to see the groomer.
There, it's perfect now. I just went back to the beginning. Actually, I could have used the history brush on that too to bring them back.
Ah.
That'd be cheating.
That would be cheating.
But I'm not above cheating, believe me.
On Photoshop, all bets are off, man. There are no rules.
Except when it's photojournalism, that I don't cheat.
Yeah.
If I put a baseball picture or a sports picture in Illustrative, you know I did something to it to make it look good. I don't want to be accused of cheating. I'm not one of those. Beverly, you're fired. No more hard questions. Next.
Sorry.
Thank you,
You
Matt.
asked, like, does anybody want anything? I was like, oh, that's always a challenge.
Anything else? Eleanor, you got something?
No, I need to run.
Okay. Well, it's good almost seeing you,
Well, I know, huh?
being in the dark there.
There we go.
There she is. Cool. Well, it's good seeing you.
You too.
Thank you.
Bye.
Any other questions?
That was cool. Thank
What are
you.
you gonna
Going
do
once,
Tuesday?
going twice. I'm going to hit stop record.